I am going to apologize up front. We have a really cool presentation, but Rachel can do things that I have no idea what she's going to say. Has anybody ever been complimented for something? For example, you guys are really inspirational, but Joe has a really bad voice.
Yes.
Anybody ever experienced something like that?
Yeah, where it's like there's a but.
Right, there's a but somewhere in there. And here's the thing about the but. Everything that they said before the but means absolutely nothing, right? And that leads us to the title of today's talk.
How to shrink your butts. So we're going to do some exercising today.
Again, I apologize. I am really not happy with the title of this because I don't know what Rachel's going to do.
Okay, but it's exercises for a can-do mindset. But first we should tell you a little disclosure here.
Yes, okay.
If you haven't guessed.
We are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals.
Let's show them what we are.
What are we?
We're Peyton's grandparents. Yes. I mean, if we've had you 2 seconds together, we've got to share Oma and Opa's brag book. Let's show our little darling Peyton here. So, I mean, it's just all about her, and we're investing in community. Let's show her very first
before we do that, here's the thing.
Meetup.
Here's the thing. Dr. Vega was talking about your why, right?
Yes.
Your why, as we were talking about before, your why can't be a scale. It can't be. I'm telling you now, the why, if the scale is your why, please find a different why.
Your why needs to make you cry.
Because the scale will make you cry.
Well, that is true.
But no, our why has always been our health. Now our why is this little girl. We want to be around for her. We want to be able to get down on the floor with her. I want to be able to do things with her. But this little girl has already had her first keto meetup when she was a couple months old. This is in January. And she's also had her first meat. She is eating here. It does not look appetizing.
No.
But that is a combination of beef liver, breast milk, and beef tallow. And she loves it.
Yes.
Of course she loves her Redmond real salt. And then over on the side there, that's from the other day, she's eating steak. Now she has no teeth. She's got a big piece of steak, and what she does is she sucks all of the juices out of it. And when you take it away from her, she screams.
Don't you take away her rib. That's just like Oma.
Yeah, so.
You take away my ribeye.
Okay, so anyway, here, how to shrink your butt. Exercises for a can-do mindset.
Okay, so what is the butt that we're talking about today? Is it this butt? Is it the I touch the butt? We're on a butt right now, according to Nemo, right? No, it's not that butt. That's a boat. We're actually talking about the butt that de-emphasizes, as Joe was saying, everything that we've said or written before it in a sentence. And the guy that actually wrote Game of Thrones, or the book that was before it, said nothing someone says before the word but really counts. And Joe, you've got a perfect example about this.
Right. Rachel is really talented, but she's lazy.
So does it matter if I'm talented? If I'm really lazy and I do nothing with that talent, does it really even matter?
Right. But here, but is a 3-letter excuse to stay the same.
It's an excuse, definitely.
For example, I really want to be healthy and feel good in my body. Let's all say it together. But I just can't live without
fill in the blank. Because we all have a different fill in the blank. In fact, probably to start eating this way, you had a very specific blank. And we left it blank because everybody's blank is different. I've got a blankety blank.
Our channel
for me to start
exists because we came home from church one day and realized that we have never been married together without children. We're celebrating our 15th anniversary for this cruise. It was a month ago, but this is our 15th anniversary present to each other.
Thank you.
We are a blended family. So when we got married, the youngest was 6, and then 7, and then almost 11. So we've never experienced marriage without children. And so we were like, what are we going to do? We better figure out how to enjoy each other without children. So she was like, what do you want to do? I'm like, let's start a YouTube channel, like, because that's what a sane person does.
Yeah, obviously.
But what happened was we'd each lost over 100 pounds, and people would come up to us and be like, how did you lose the weight? And you would spend an hour telling them how we lost all this weight, and they'd be like, I can't do that because it doesn't work. I can't live without sugar or bread or pasta.
There's another but to be had.
I understand the importance of daily movement and strength training, but
I am not going to move more than what is necessary to maintain my current quality of life. Basically, I had that but for a long time because I was like...
Until you met Bronson.
Until I met Bronson. Stinking excuse slayer. But I was like, I want to do all these things. I want to move. That sounds good. I want a different body composition, but I'm not willing to do anything to make that body composition happen.
Right.
Right.
Now, we said we're not doctors, nurses, or health professionals, but we are experts on this topic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You may want to take a picture of this because we had... Oh, wow. We had the biggest butts on this boat. All right, so don't feel bad. We're not preaching to anybody. We had the biggest butts. Yeah. That's why we're experts on this topic.
Yeah, we had a lot of excuses for staying the same.
Yeah, absolutely we did.
So here's some pictures of us. I think Caleb was like 4. This was before we were married. He was like 4 in this picture or 3 in this picture.
No, that's your nephew.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember you that big.
I know.
Okay. Well, here's me. I don't know what I weighed here, but I was a triple extra large shirt. And then there's me again. And there is Rachel before she lost over 100 pounds eating 500 calories and then gained 70 of it back eating 500 calories. We
had to shrink our butts. That's why we're talking here today, because we've been through the butt shrinking process. We haven't had butts that enabled us to stay the same as an unhealthy couple together. We enabled each other's butts. I made room for the butts, and he made room for my butts, and not the good butts.
No. Before keto, our entire life, our entire relationship revolved around food.
Yeah.
I mean, we were planning what we were going to eat and binge on 7 days later. Okay, yeah. And then on Monday, we basically punished ourselves for everything we did over the weekend, and that recurred every single week. And it was great because we were just like egging each other on. So it got worse and worse and worse and worse.
I wish we were egging each other on, like beef butter, bacon, and egging each other on.
But here's the thing, there is a correlation between the size of our butts.
Sorry, I made the slides.
And the size of our butts.
There was. So because of that, the good news is, if I want to shrink my butt, I need to shrink my butt, 1 single T.
Right.
But y'all need to brace yourself, because guess what? This is gonna be a huge pain in the butt.
Okay, here's the thing. The reason it's going to be a change in the butt is because a change is painful.
It is. It is.
Okay? And there's 2 kinds of pain. The first one is the pain of actually changing. And then the second one is the pain of staying the same. So for example,
getting here was painful. I'm not going to lie. Okay? I had to put down all the things to decide I was going to do this. I remember the first time he brought home that paddleboard, and I was like, what are you doing with that? Because I'm not getting on it, and I'm not going to be rowing around. I mean, I don't even think I'm balanced enough to do it. And I remember even seeing him blowing it up, and I thought, this is happening. This man thinks that I am getting on this thing. It was ridiculous.
Should have seen where I brought home scuba gear.
So it was painful. It was painful to get to this place. But this was painful too. Staying the same was very painful. I'm in the water just like I was in the water with the paddleboard. But you can see I'm on the sidelines. I'm on the sidelines watching my family be active, you know, watching the kids do a belly flop, not involved, not running around, not enjoying them, because that was painful to be like that.
Right. So let's talk about what grows or shrinks our butt. Number one, your beliefs.
Yeah. And there's good news right away. I said this morning, burp your Tupperware, right? Because we need to have a belief for something new. And if you're in this room, you already are willing to have the discussion to possibly change your belief system. So let's see, what was maybe a belief that other people have that we don't have anymore?
I think most people in the room started out with these beliefs, right? Look, here's our food pyramid, right? This is what the standard American diet consists of. This is what our government says we should be eating. Lots of fruits and vegetables and starchy foods and proteins, and we don't even have grains on there. Isn't grain supposed to be at the very bottom? And dairy, and then of course some sugars on top. Where is meat in the middle, right? You know, I don't even think that we really keep it in the middle. Here is the one that we all kind of agree with.
We stole it from Keto Chow.
Right, but Keto Chow is the diamond sponsor of the Low Carb Cruise.
High five. Right? We done. I love that.
Did Chris and Miriam, didn't one of your daughters draw this picture?
Yeah.
So we're putting our feet to the faith in this new belief, right? And take a look at this food pyramid that Keto Chow has on their shirt. Look where all the meat is. Look what's up on the top.
So we're willing to tackle this belief. We're here because we're willing to tackle that belief. But there's some other beliefs that you may have about yourself and your environment that you just haven't tackled yet. And I like to call them a flat earth belief. If you have a flat earth belief, there was such a time in history.
I think it's actually a thing again.
Where there was a belief that the earth is flat. And because they believed the earth was flat, you navigated according to that belief. So you'd only be willing to go so far. Why? Because you're thinking, I'm going to drop off the face of the earth. So I'm not going to explore all the places that I think I want to explore because I have a flat earth belief system. And I want to share today some of the flat earth belief systems that we formerly had. So if I truly believe that I ultimately fail at every weight loss attempt, and I did when this picture was taken, it's unreasonable for me to plan for long-term success. I fail everything. If I tell myself that all the time, Dr. Vega was talking about that this morning, right? If I think I'm always going to fail, why would I set my course for success?
How many people have ever felt that way?
I'm glad I'm not the only one, because that is a flat earth belief. Show them another one.
If I truly believe that I will only ever decline in health, and I truly believed that I would be dead by the time I was 50 years old. I truly believed that, okay? We truly believed that before I was 50, Rachel would be permanently pushing me in a wheelchair, and we were close, okay? The year that I started keto, the doctor told me you need an ankle replacement surgery. That's a 1 to 2 year recovery. I don't take medicine anymore. But at the time, we were looking at, Rachel, you're pushing me in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I truly believe that. So if that was the case, then I shouldn't have invested in new interests. I shouldn't invest in I should just instead invest in comfier couches.
Yeah.
Because for me, in this picture, the earth was flat.
Yeah. We even had flat earth beliefs in our marriage. As you can see, my personality has always been the same. But if I truly believe this was at a wedding, by the way. That's right in the middle of the church. If I truly believe the only way that this particular couple is ever going to connect is over a tub of popcorn at the movies or a deep dish pizza on a Friday night, then I shouldn't suggest them dare change up their date night. That should be the only way that they connect as a couple. I shouldn't suggest they go bowling or goonie golf or go to a water park or do anything active. You know, they've got 3 kids, but between them, they need to keep their marriage intact. So just give it to them. Give them the food. Give them the junk food. Give them the movie treats, because it's flat earth here. No way to change it.
And I'm going to say, because I think we're ahead, so that's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
But I'm going to say something. We were talking about pain. This was not easy. Our entire relationship revolved around food. And when we started this eating lifestyle, we were like, now what?
Yeah.
Like, now what? Like, literally, Sunday was gorging 12,000 calories every Sunday, each, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was the only enjoyment we ever had. So we had to really change our entire mindset on going from the earth is flat to where we're at now.
And my mama's not here today. She's back home praying that I don't make a fool out of the whole family. But this is my mom, and at the time, you know, in her late 60s, about to turn 70, and her flat earth mindset was, if I truly believe I'm too old to enjoy good health, then I'm going to need a world of change in my belief system to believe for this. My mother always used to say, whatever you're having a hard time doing, add 27 years to it. Because that's how old she was when she had me. So if you've got a mindset that's very negative, she'd have to I've got to overcome 27 more years of that negative mindset. But that was flat earth for her.
By the way, this woman here
looks like she rounded out fine.
Outruns her grandkids.
Yes, she does.
Right? They can't keep up with her at theme parks. And she's
She's about
to
turn 74.
74
July 4th,
years old.
Independence Day. That's not ironic, right?
So what else either grows or shrinks our butts?
What you're used to. And again, all the speakers today I mean, we didn't look at each other's notes, but you can see mindset is just so important. And what you're used to is going to look different for everyone, okay? So here's one thing that you might have been used to.
How many people, this is what your diet looked like pre-keto? Right? If this used to be your dinner, you may need to stop measuring calories and start measuring nutrient density.
And why is that?
Because we looked at this, and why did we eat this? It was low in calorie.
Right.
Right? The problem is there's no nutrients there. There's no nutrients.
There's no nutrients in cardboard and a Diet Coke?
No. And for anybody outside of this room that would say, well, no, there's lots of nutrients in your salads and stuff. No.
I hope we listened to Chris Berry yesterday. Is it
Here's the problem, is that we're growing on minerally and nutrient deficient land. So unless you're farming on your own land where you got your own personal cows to go poop on the land, and then, you know, it's not happening, okay? You get more nutrients in this.
But if you're used to that, this new way of eating is going to be super scary. When I was eating 500 calories a day, and let me tell you,
quit because of this.
I quit at first. I was so afraid of fat because I wrongly believed like fat equals more fat. Like fat's gonna make me fat. I need less fat. I don't need more fat. But this is gonna be scary if that is what you're used to.
Right. If this used to be your source of celebration, and this was us, right, and reward, you're gonna need to redefine fun and weekend.
Because this right here is a plate. Hello, plate. I used to call it joy. I used to call it comfort. I used to call it fulfillment. I used to call it a reward for adulting through the week. I used to call, that was my reward for not killing Joe and the children by every Friday, right?
So whether you're afraid of a certain food or you're obsessed with certain foods, you're going to have to wrestle with thoughts like,
it's been this way a long time. I mean, we all say that. Like, is it too late? Because it's been this way a really long time. It's going to be weird, hard, challenging to do things differently. You're going to have to wrestle with these thoughts. But you need to work on your wrestling moves, not just stand there and say, like, well, that's going to be hard over there. You need to practice your wrestling moves, and you need to start winning the matches with your thoughts, because life is not a scrimmage. What is the difference between a scrimmage and a game?
Practice.
The scrimmage is just practice. But this isn't practice. I mean, I lived like YOLO, or like this, you know, tomorrow will count. Yeah. The first day of the first month on a Monday, if it all aligns, like planetary alignment, then it counts. But this is the only life we've got. This is it.
What's something else that can grow or shrink our butt? What is your timeline? How fast and how long do you need to have results? So we do health coaching. If somebody actually comes to us and goes, I need to lose X amount of weight by this date, I'm already like, I don't want to coach you. Okay, you can't put a timeline on how long this is going to take, because it's going to take as long as it takes.
Yeah.
Okay?
In the past, are you just needing it to last for swimsuit season? I'm racing to, I got the cruise, it's this week, I want to be like okay with wearing a bathing suit, and so I'm just gonna go hard January, February, March. I just need to make it and eat a certain way until swimsuit season.
How about just until the high school reunion?
Anybody
ever been there?
Let me tell you what I did. For my 10-year high school reunion, I didn't go because I was now through everything, I'm 170 pounds smaller than I was when my 10-year high school reunion was taking place. I told my friend that was going to tell everybody I couldn't go because I was in an anorexia clinic. She's too thin to be here. She's sick. Sick. Wafy, though. Put that in their mind. Not what is the reality. It's just till the holidays. I will tap out. You start seeing like the decorations for Halloween and Hobby Lobby, and you're like, it's almost done. Finish line on my diet. As soon as Halloween begins, that is when my eating plan changes.
Yeah. So is your timeline forever? That's what it should be, right? Your timeline is going to influence the pace and panic level that you have. If your timeline is seasonal or if it's event-based,
then all of these things are going to seem like reasonable responses to dieting. You're going to do crazy things. You're going to believe crazy commercials that say, yeah, it's completely reasonable to try to reach my goals with things like laxatives or some sort of
we're going to start injecting ourselves with things.
We're going to slash our calories. We're going to start yelling at ourselves and each other, definitely. We're going to be miserable every single time we pick up a fork. It is completely reasonable to believe that we can do some horrendous things to our mind and our body if we believe that I got to hurry up and make this happen.
If your timeline is a lifetime, then this is what it probably looks like. You don't have any shortcuts. You have to work for it. You're going to stay in your lane. You're going to keep learning over and over and over again. Never stop learning. Never stop trying to improve things. As Bronson talked about, 1% better.
Yeah.
Right? You're never going to give up on things. You're going to have great things taking time. You're going to be consistent.
Because lasting results are not microwavable. They are a slow cook. And I'm so thankful for not just this keto way of thinking, but even how we cook. Have you noticed that when you have to cook actual food, it takes longer? I used to be worth 90 seconds in the microwave, baby. I'm not a 90-second woman anymore. I am worth brisket. And brisket will be finished when it is finished.
How long has it taken you to be okay with that?
Well, how long have we been on keto? A long time. But like we were talking, if Bronson is suggesting 1% better is okay, I can't have a 1% better patience if I've got to hurry up and make this happen in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so before our time up, there's one more thing that can grow or shrink your butt. And this is a bonus. Okay? But it's also, I think, the most important thing that's going to grow or shrink your butt. And it's yourself. So let's look at self. Self is a person's essential being that distinguishes them from other people.
And I don't want you guys to get us wrong, because we definitely are big advocates for self-exploration, right? We believe in self-awareness, self-examination, self-care, self-help, and self-preservation. But this is Narcissus. Okay, we remember him in mythology because he was looking at himself so much in that reflection that he drowned in it, right? And we kind of think about that in terms of, I'm so in love with myself. I'm so occupied with myself because I love myself that is the only time that you can be in danger. But that's not. I can be hating myself so hard that I am obsessed with hating myself. I can drown myself in self-loathing.
There could be a fine line between being meticulous and having personal data collection and then self-obsession. And I know we see that in clients, we see that in subscribers, people who are obsessing over ketone levels, obsessing over the scale we were talking about with Dr. Vega before. Like, I absolutely would obsess over the scale. I don't want to put a bunch of muscle on because I'm afraid to see the scale go up. How stupid is that, right?
It's really stupid.
It's really stupid.
I mean, I don't want to call you out, but
I mean,
stupid.
but would gaining muscle make me healthier?
Yes.
So would it be okay if the scale went up if it was muscle?
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
But I'm obsessed over that scale sometimes.
So here's some selves to watch out for in yourself. Self-analysis. Being excessively introspective or obsessive about analyzing one's behavior, mistakes, or flaws. If you have kicked yourself with one kick on this cruise, let that be your last kick. Would you please, for me, stop kicking yourself? That self-analysis, let's enjoy yourself. You're on a cruise. We are floating to beautiful places. Anybody look off the boat and see how gorgeous it is? I don't have time to kick myself. I want to enjoy the view of the beauty and friendship around me.
Self-conscious.
Excessively or uncomfortably aware of one's appearance or manner. Now, I'm going to wear for the 70s tonight, but I don't want to be overly worried. Like, I can't leave my cabin because everything isn't perfect. Because when I wave to people, I'm waving to them twice. Up here and down. Yeah, the American flag. I'm just being patriotic.
I weigh 190 pounds. I look in the mirror. I still today see the 300-pound Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how self-conscious I can be. And every day I beat myself up, and every day she has to pick me up from that. Be careful with that. Self-critical, severely judging one's own faults.
Yeah.
Again, looking in that mirror. Self-abasement, degradation due to feeling inferior. Anybody ever have that? Okay. When you are too focused on yourself, it can lead to some bad things.
Self-pity, feeling that one is being treated unfairly. Why is everybody else losing weight and I never lose weight? I never get to wear this, or I never get to do this. And you can quagmire in that and never move forward.
Self-indulgence, excessively gratifying your own desires.
Yeah. That's what we used to look forward to. We were living for the weekend, and I think that when we first started keto, you're sort of in the back part of your mind, I'm living for my cheat day, or I'm living for my birthday, because even Dr. Barry sometimes will say, you know, your birthday or anniversary, and I'm like, great, crap, we just had our anniversary, it's another whole year until I can enjoy my life.
Self-justifying, making excuses for your faults when you're being corrected.
Yeah, there's no attack going on. Self-righteousness, doing right and good to feel right about oneself. This causes judgment of others. When you see somebody trying to police your keto journey, give them some grace. Tell them, I love you, I get it. You know what it is? It's this self-righteousness. Because they're so judgmental about themselves, they're projecting it on you. When they say to you, I need you to change what you're doing, on the inside, they're like, I hate what's going on here. I hate that even if I am having results, I'm still not enjoying it. I'm still not enjoying it.
Self-sufficiency. It may begin as independence, but it can result in isolation and an inability to ask for help when you really need it.
So where do you find balance? You find balance. That can be found when you help yourself to some community, which you're doing right here. And here is how my life is come into proper balance. It's because of the community that you see right around in this room. And look at the faces. Everybody's got your lanyard. Make friends. Start asking questions. You may find that there is a keto friend that you could go out to coffee with, that you could start walking with, or that could be an accountability partner for you. Mary T is back in the back, is here from Canada, and she is rooming with a friend she met through social media, that Rhonda, that lives here in the United States, and they're here together on the cruise. Rhonda's in New Orleans, Mary's in Canada, and they found accountability together.
How many people met somebody through keto, through social media, and came on the cruise with them? Wow.
Pretty awesome.
Wow. Like, that to me is awesome. I look at this top corner picture, because we're good.
Yeah.
That picture is one of our meetups. It was organized by Chris Miller, who we've now gone camping with. I mean, just incredible people. We actually met somebody the other day in the Windjammer who happens to watch our videos but is not here on the Keto Cruise. She was like, oh, I heard you guys were going on a cruise, but there's like no way it could be the one that I'm going on. And I came on this cruise saying, I am not staying keto, I'm on a cruise. And then I found out I'm on the Low Carb Cruise and was like, crap! And now she's staying keto on the cruise.
That is what community can do. That's how community can help.
So for those of you who don't know, this is where you can find us. We upload at least 5 videos every week on YouTube because we're idiots when I said that one day.
You could have said 2. We'll upload 2.
In addition, we have a camping channel because once we lost the weight, we realized we had so much energy that we decided to make a COVID decision and buy an RV, and now we go camping and scuba diving.
We also got backyard chickens. That was also a COVID decision.
Yeah. We have Twitter. If you want to get into good fights, go on Twitter. Instagram, we do our Pride and Joy is our Mighty Networks group, and you can find that at members.2krazyketos.com. We also have a Facebook group for people who don't want to go on Mighty Networks. We have a website, and there's our Mighty Networks.
So thanks so much for listening to us ramble.
And now we have 3 minutes to introduce a new person. This was awesome. We got to introduce ourselves, and we didn't run out of time.
I love it.